How to start and monetize a podcast. This is a question that I recently saw on Threads. And if you are looking for more inspiration, if you don't know what to talk about on your podcast episodes, I would suggest for you to get on Threads, hang out on that platform because you can get a lot of ideas if you need help with coming up with your next episode. Welcome to Step Into Your Voice, a podcast for women and business moms who are ready to stop dimming their light and start showing up with courage, clarity, and confidence. I am your host, Nina Makarian, and because I talked about how to start a podcast in previous episodes, today I want to focus on how to monetize a podcast. And I do believe it's a great idea that you want to start and monetize the podcast from the get-go. And I also want you to be realistic with your expectations. Because sometimes we tend to compare ourselves with what other people do. And I remember a few months ago, someone that I personally know launched her podcast, and I could see on YouTube that she has hundreds and hundreds of views. And when I look at my views, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But then I also have to look at her background, her experience, because she is speaking, I think, since she was in high school. And I just started speaking a few years ago. I started speaking intentionally last year. I'm still learning this. It doesn't feel fair to compare myself to someone who does this for, 10, 15, 20 years. And I just recently started to do this more intentionally. I'm still on this learning journey. So is this helpful for me to compare myself? Not at all. So I'm going to mind my own business and focus on bringing value to my viewers, to my listeners, and just keep going. So going back to today's topic, I want to share about the two main ways to monetize your podcast. And that is sponsorships or selling your own products, program, courses, or services. Sponsorships are something that I would consider if you are a bigger podcast. If you are not there yet, don't worry, you can get there. But when it comes to sponsorships, as a rule of thumb, you usually need to have at least 1,000 downloads per episode. And in this case, you will get paid up to $25 per ad. So I'm not saying don't do it, especially if you have some brands reaching out to you, or maybe you have a good relationship with a brand. But if you are brand new to the world of podcasting and you are doing cold outreach, then just do your math and see if it's worth it for you to earn those $100 per month from sponsorships, and make sure that the brand aligns with your value, and consider if there might be other better options for you to make money with your podcast. And this is why I love talking more about this second option that you have, and that is to sell your program, courses, digital products, or services. But before you start selling, you need to ask yourself, is this what I have to sell, a proven offer? Or are you maybe coming up with a new brand offer and then ask yourself, why can't I just sell it on the podcast? I've been talking about this offer for more than 2 weeks and yet no one is buying it. And then another question to ask yourself is, are you really targeting your ideal client through this podcast? Can you go back and do a little audit of your show and ask yourself, what kind of episodes am I putting out there? Are you offering value in your episodes, or you just enjoy yapping about things that only you are interested in, but no one else can relate to what you are sharing? And what I noticed is that the best combo is when you share your heart, the things that you are interested in, and then other people, the people who are listening to you, can relate to your struggles or to your desires or your transformation, and then they will come along with you on this journey. And I wouldn't go this other way, where I see people asking again on threads, I want to start a podcast. What do you want me to share on that podcast? What do you want to hear me talk about? And if you are dependent on what other people want from you, then this soon will become like a second job, where you will have to perform, where you will have to come up with those topics that your people are interested in. But then maybe this doesn't touch your heart, and it can lead to burnout, especially if those topics are not rooted in your why, your transformation, if it's not a part of who you are. So your best work comes from you. It's something that you are deeply interested in, but it's not only part of your own journey, it's also part of your listeners' journey. They can relate to what you are saying, and sometimes you just have to be a few steps ahead of them so you can gather them together and work on those things together, work on your challenges together, or work on achieving your biggest dreams, your goals together. So, are you clear on who your ideal client is? If they stumble on your podcast and they listen to one of your episodes, is it clear for them? Ooh, she's talking to me. If you land on my podcast, you are going to see on my cover art that this podcast is for online business moms. Or if you are watching or listening on YouTube, I am telling you exactly in my intro who this podcast is for. And then also another thing that is very, very important is, how articulate are you in those episodes? As I said, are you only yapping on those episodes and move from one thing to another? It takes you long minutes until you finally get to the point. Or you can say what you need to say in simple words using a simple language. And yes, you can use stories, you can use metaphor, examples, so you can make your point. But still, you are talking about the same thing. You are not on your 10th tangent and don't even remember where you started. Yes, it's true, some of us, or I should say some of you, are naturally gifted when it comes to this art of speaking. I don't feel I'm one of those people, but I'm willing to get better. I am willing to learn and improve this skill. And just this week, as part of a local group that I am in, where I get an opportunity to practice my speaking skills. We usually have weekly challenges, and this week I was not able to deliver it properly. We had to read a text, and the minute I turned my camera on, I felt that I was someone else when I was reading that text. And I'm sure you noticed this too when maybe you have a chat with people in a different environment, maybe one that is a little bit more relaxed, more casual. And then the moment you turn your camera on, if you maybe need to record a podcast interview or a YouTube video, you will notice their voice is different and even the way they show up is different. And even I felt this week when I was not able to connect with that message I was reading for my weekly challenge. And it was very artificial. Then the second day I tried again and it was a little bit better because I tried to relax and stop thinking about myself. I wanted to focus more on the message I delivered, and it was a little bit better, but still, I sometimes feel the struggle when I turn the camera on. I really shrink a little bit. I feel all the nerves, or sometimes I don't even feel the nerves, but I'm not relaxed. I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking how other people are going to perceive me. And instead of focusing on the message and focusing on how to help another person that is listening to me, the other person who's listening to me, I focus on myself and then it doesn't go well. And definitely it takes a lot of practice to feel more comfortable, especially when you lived more than 40 years thinking, I am not a good speaker, this is not meant for me, people like me who are shy and introverts don't do this. Obviously, it's very difficult to do this overnight shift, a shift that is visible. So I'm just doing my best and I take every opportunity that I get to practice and to improve my skills. I look at my son, who unfortunately is similar to me. He's shy, he is introvert, he loves to listen to other people, he's not looking to be the center of the stage, and yet he's aware that this skill is going to help him be a better person, be a better leader. So he signed up for the debate club at the high school, and I'm so happy for him because he took this opportunity. And I'm sure that if he will continue to do this, speaking will become second nature. And he's going to do great in 10 or 15 or 20 years from now. And then I'm also looking at my husband, who loves to talk, and he never made speaking such a big deal. If he had to do it for his job, he just did it. And when you don't make a lot of fuss about it, I feel things are getting a little bit easier. And I'm trying to do this, but still it's difficult. So don't make a lot of fuss about it, just do it. And this doesn't mean that you don't practice a little bit beforehand. You prepare yourself if you have a speaking gig, no matter if this is for your business and you talk to the completely new audience, or if you host a workshop at your job. Definitely you need preparation, but I feel that it's helpful if I stop thinking negative about speaking and if I start to find something enjoyable when I deliver a presentation or when I record a podcast episode or whenever I turn my camera on. So going back to our main point, are you clear on who your ideal listeners and client are? If not, go back to the drawing board. And then, are you clear on articulating your thoughts on the podcast? What kind of episodes are you putting out there? I know some podcasters hope that if they will interview big names from all areas of expertise, they will be more successful and they will attract a lot of listeners. But if the listeners do not understand what's in it for them, They are not going to come back to listen to your episodes. If they don't understand, why should they invest their time in listening to you or your guest? They will not show up. So if you are not monetized yet, don't get discouraged. Fix those two things and then keep going. And then I want to throw another way for you to help you monetize your podcast, and that is affiliate marketing. If there is another product, service, course, or program that you really love and you feel it would be beneficial to other people, just share openly about it on your podcast, recommend it to other people, and this is how you can make some money. I have a list of tools and programs that I personally tested, I used, and love. And you can take a look at my page, oneluckystar.com/resources. The main tool that I really love and the tool that is most helpful for me as a podcaster and as a business owner, as a podcast manager, is the script. I use it for my clients. I use it for my podcast. Is something that I use on a daily basis. It is very easy to use. This is a text-based editing tool. It doesn't matter if you record audio or video. You can transcribe your files. You can create short clips. If you record only audio, you can then add B-roll, and you can create some social media clips to promote your episodes. If you are recording with guests, then you can use Squadcast, and they come together. The script and Squadcast come together. You don't need to pay extra. And if you want to check it out, you can start for free, but with a watermark. You can test it, see if you like it. And if you decide to go with it, sign up using my link, and then you can get 50% off for 2 months when you sign for a creator plan. Check out my Descript link in description and test it, see how you like it. It's very easy to use. It makes my life really easy when it comes to editing podcasts. I hope this was helpful. See you next time.